everyone, and thank you for joining us for the launch of Friends of the Fox, Leicester Hospitals Charity's very first business club. Over the past year, we have been incredibly humbled by the way in which the business community in Leicester has continued to support our hospitals, your hospitals, at such a challenging time for us all. So we wanted to recognise your support by inviting you to join our business club and become a friend of the Fox. Today we have some special speakers lined up for you. We will be talking to Professor Francis Bullock, a consultant cardiologist at the East Midlands Congenital Heart Centre at Glenfield Hospital, Asia Parekh Rawat, who is the mum of Yahya, who was one of our young heart patients, Dr. Chris Whiten, one of the Children's Hospital doctors based at the Leicester Royal Infirmary, and Lisa Glover-Maxted, the chair of Friends of the Fox, who will talk to you about ways in which, as a member, you can become more involved with Leicester Hospitals charity and the appeal to build a dedicated children's hospital in Leicester. But first, I'm delighted to welcome our patron of the Leicester Children's Hospital Appeal, Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Leicestershire, Mr. Mike Kapur OBE.
I'm honoured to have been asked to be patron of the Leicester Children's Hospital Appeal and to be able to play my part in making Leicester Children's Hospital a reality. I know that this has been an ambition ever since the merger of the three hospital trusts 20 years ago into what we now know as UHL. This is a huge project for Leicester, and for the first time it means that the Children's Hospital services will be under one roof in a state-of-the-art hospital that we can all be proud of for many years to come. With your help and the help of the whole community, we're delighted to announce that we've recently reached the milestone of 6 million towards our fundraising target of 7.5 million for phase 1, which involves moving our children's cardiac services from Glenfield to the Kensington building of the Leicester Royal Infirmary. This is an incredible achievement, and I'm proud that the whole community has come together to support this very important project. We still have a way to go, but I know that with your support and the support of the business community, we will achieve that goal. It's more important now than ever before we support our local NHS, and I urge you to do your bit by signing up to be a friend of the Fox. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you for giving your time. We are honoured to have you as patron.
It's my absolute pleasure, and I think one can't stress the importance for the business community to come on board and be part of what's going to be a really exciting initiative. A lot of the children who will have need to use these services will be the children of parents who work in businesses up and down the county and further afield. And I don't think you can ever underplay the anxiety parents go through, nor the anxiety colleagues feel for their friends when they know that they have a child in hospital. So that can have consequences in a business. And I think for a business to be able to show that it recognises the impact a child's health or poor health is having on a member of staff for them, and to demonstrate how they would like to support them and reward their loyalty by making contributions to ensure that we have state-of-the-art facilities for those children to give them the absolute best chance of recovery is really, really important. And I'd implore and encourage every business to consider whether they have a role or a role that they wish to play to help make this a fantastic reality for the children of Leicester and Leicestershire.
I would now like to introduce you to Professor Francis Bullock, Consultant Cardiologist at the East Midlands Congenital Heart Centre at Glenfield Hospital. So, Francis, why is it so important that we need to move our world-renowned heart services over from Glenfield Hospital to the Leicester Royal Infirmary?
You might remember that over the last 5 or 10 years, the cardiac service for Leicester and in fact for the whole of the East Midlands has been under considerable threat of closure, and that's one of the principal reasons for that has been that we've been felt to be too small, but the other has been that it's felt that the separation of our children's service from the wider paediatrics in Leicester has been a disadvantage. We've in the past felt that there have been other advantages to having it with the rest of cardiac services. But you will also recall that both people of Leicester and Leicestershire and the East Midlands provided a huge amount of support and endorsement for our service to continue. And that's been agreed centrally, but as part of that, we have to separate our children's cardiac service from our adult congenital heart service and move it to the same site as the rest of paediatrics. It's actually got quite a lot of advantages, and it also provides the motivation, the starting engine to get all the children's services in Leicester into a single building, into a single proper children's hospital, which is something that the East Midlands just doesn't have. And it's, you know, from our point of view, that provides us with, you know, phase one of a much bigger project, which is both very exciting, but it also means that we're really, really keen to get it right.
And Francis, what difference is this going to make to the children of the East Midlands?
I think it'll make a lot of difference, not just for the children who've specifically got heart problems, but for other children who are coming to the children's hospital who may or may not have heart problems. We don't know about it. It's a two-way street, really. I think for our children with heart problems, it means that they're going to be much closer initially to neonates and maternity, because we're moving into the Kensington building in phase one. And then in phase two, they're moving out onto the same site, but into a brand new building. And this will be an enormous maternity service and, you know, hopefully a world-class neonatal facility. But also it will mean that the rest of children's services for Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland will move into the Kensington building along with us in phase two. I think it gives us the opportunity to work much more closely together. I think it means that our heart children will have much easier access to the general paediatric support services, the expertise of some of our colleagues that is on occasions quite hard to reach at the moment. And it will also mean similarly that children who come in with other problems to the Leicester Children's Hospital will have much readier access to cardiac support. So I think it works. I think it works both ways, and it's, you know, it's really exciting to be the vanguard, if you like, of something that's really, really important for Leicester and I think for the East Midlands.
That's lovely. Thank you, Francis, so much. And thank you to you and your team for everything that you do in helping to save children's lives every day. Thank you. So I would now like to introduce you to Asia, whose son Yaya was one of our long-term heart patients at Glenfield Hospital.
Hi, Louise. Thank you very much for having me on, and thank you for including me in such an amazing cause. I'm so happy to be able to further the cause, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I think it's really important that the Children's Hospital is standing strong in the centre of Leicester for children of all communities and for the East Midlands as a whole. My little boy, late little boy now, Yahya, was 2 years old, just over, when he passed away this year in May. Prior to that, we spent a lot of time in hospital with him across different sites. I won't go into really long details of it, but the gist of it was that he was born with very, very complex heart conditions, the only one of his kind in the world. And that meant that, you know, any sort of diagnosis for him or anything that would help him along was more difficult to do. As well as this, you know, we were at the Royal Infirmary when I gave birth, and we needed to transfer across to the Glenfield Hospital after that, because all of his conditions were mainly cardiac based, so he needed to be in a cardiac facility. Should have there been a children's hospital at this point, it would have meant that we didn't need to travel from the Royal over to the Glenfield. So that's our first sort of little travelling mission that we had there. As well as that, it would mean that all of the children of the East Midlands would have a single use facility, a state-of-the-art facility, which would rival the likes of Great Ormond Street Hospital and Birmingham Children's Hospital, and be a pillar in the community for getting children the great service that we know that the NHS can offer, and it would be all under one roof, which would mean that parents as well as children would have a lot more ease in terms of getting the care for their children that they deserve. And, you know, we're very big believers in the fact that children are our future, and if it means that we can build something for the children who are going to, you know, lead us into whatever the future will hold, and they should have the best possible care that they deserve in a place that is dedicated to them and is built by everyone from the community of Leicester and the surrounding areas. And I really don't think there's anything more special than that.
Oh, thank you so much, Assia. You really are an inspiration, and thank you for sharing your story with us. It must be very difficult for you to talk about, and we're amazed at the amount of support you're giving to our charity. So thank you so much.
No, you know what? Thank you very much for having me on and including me, because actually all of this is a good outlet for me in a way to be able to express how I'm feeling, as well as making sure that Yahya's legacy and Yahya's story is inspiring something that's a lot greater than what we had in the 2 years with him. You know, we had 2 amazing years with him, but that doesn't mean that, you know, he's not here now and so all our efforts should stop. It actually means that if we can build something that would create a legacy for him, then absolutely we should. And, you know, if there's anything else that you need, then please do let me know.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I'd now like to introduce you to Chris Whiten, who is a doctor in the Children's Hospital at the Leicester Royal Infirmary.
So, thank you very much. It's lovely to be here today, sitting in icy Knighton Park. Now, this initiative, Friends of the Fox, is an absolutely splendid idea. And what it's doing is it's saying thank you to the businesses and the individuals that have supported phase 1 of the Children's Hospital project, which is very nearly complete and has been an absolute massive success. And what we're aiming to do is make sure that these people who have given their skills, their time, their money and their hours help us support phase 2, which is the generation of a complete children's hospital. The consultant body and the junior doctors and everyone involved have been amazed by the support of the community, and we just want to make sure that you people know how much it's meant to us and how brilliant you've been, and then use your expertise and your skills to bring in more businesses and more people to support us so that Leicester ends up with a fantastic children's hospital.
Thank you, Chris. You can clearly see your passion for this project, and you've been working on this for a while, haven't you?
Oh, since yeah, so I started work on the PEDS emergency department as the representative for the Children's Hospital with Sam Jones, who's an amazing clinician. And what we did was it took us 6 years, but it's an amazing department, and it will just make absolutely so much difference to the families and the children of Leicester, Leicestershire and the surrounding areas that we support. Been at many meetings, committees, but also events where just the passion from the local community and the surrounding communities has been amazing.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for your time.
Anytime.
And for all that you do.
Well, you know.
I'd now like to introduce you to Lisa Glover-Maxted, who is the chair of the Friends of the Fox Business Club.
Thanks, Louise, and thank you for the support that you have already shown. We simply couldn't do it without you. I hope today you can see the difference that you're already making. You've heard about incredible projects supporting all 3 of our Leicester hospitals. So I am delighted as chair of Friends of the Fox to launch this incredible initiative on behalf of Leicester Hospitals charity. As a Friend of the Fox, you'll be given a designated member of the charity team just for you. You'll also have the opportunity to put your company logo on our website so that people can see who you are supporting. You'll also be invited to exclusive events when we can, of course, get back together. So you'll be able to meet other members of Friends of the Fox. You'll also be able to share our social media content on your social media. You'll be able to like and pass the news along to other people. And of course, because we want people to know about the club, you'll also have one of our exclusive lapel pins. We still need your help, and there are some great ways in which you can do this. If you haven't already chosen one, Leicester Hospitals charity could be your next charity of the year for 2021. It's a great way to get your staff involved. You could do fundraising activities, and of course you'll be able to share on news and content on your social media, which you can use to give to your contacts, suppliers, customers and staff. Of course as well, I'm sure as in the business community, you always get invited to events. Why not invite a representative from the charity along? It's a great opportunity to introduce them to more of your business network. Anything that you can do, which means that you're an ambassador, greatly helps the charity and it helps us spread the word. Also, as a friend of the Fox, you'll meet other like-minded individuals, which will hopefully be great for business too. It really helps to build the network and keep the charity at the forefront of our community. Today is also the launch of the Big Give Christmas Challenge Week. This means that any donation on the Children's Hospital Appeal online automatically is doubled. So what's not to love about that? So if you do want to get involved with the Children's Hospital Appeal, the Leicester Hospitals charity, or Friends of the Fox, simply follow the links. We look forward to working with you.
That's great. Thank you, Lisa. And thank you for volunteering your time as well to chair the Friends of the Fox Business Club. And let's hope we can create a fantastic networking opportunity for members as well as raise lots of money.
Thank you.
And we can't finish the event without introducing our very own Dr. Fox. So, Dr. Fox, as the mascot for our charity, would you like to add anything to what has already been said? That's great. Thank you, Dr. Fox. And it looks like you're going to be even more famous now, especially as all members of Friends of the Fox will be sent a lapel pin with your face on it. So that's it from us today. I would like to thank all our speakers and a special thanks to you for joining us. We look forward to meeting you soon and welcoming more businesses to become a Friend of the Fox.